In my previous video, I explained my OBS settings, NVIDIA settings, and technical side of how I optimized everything, and still want to make something very clear from the start that information was correct. The OBS setup was correct, the NVIDIA settings were correct, the technical explanation was correct, but after the video, I kept testing, because even though everything looked right on paper, it still felt like something was not completely right in real use. Not always in an obvious way, not always something huge right away, but enough to notice stutter, lag, and moments where the system just did not feel as smooth as it should be. So I kept digging deeper. At first, I thought maybe I missed something in OBS, maybe there was still one setting I overlooked, or in the NVIDIA control panel, or in Windows, frame pacing, refresh rate, some hidden background issue. So I kept testing everything step by step. And the strange part of this, the more I tested, the more it became clear that the main technical explanation for this first video was still right. But there was still one missing piece. Now a lot of you in the comments said something very fair, a 4090 should be able to handle way more than this. And honestly, you're right. A 4090 has far more power than what I was seeing in those moments. This is exactly why this whole thing was confusing, because on paper it did not make sense. The GPU itself should have had way more headroom. So the problem was never really, can a 4090 handle this? The real problem was that there was another factor in the setup that nobody was really calculating for at first. And the hidden factor changed everything. After more testing, I found out the issue was not only about OBS, not only about NVIDIA, and not only about software settings. It was my Samsung 4K monitor. Yes, the 4K screen itself was causing the stutters and lag during streaming and recording with OBS. And once I found that out, everything suddenly started to make sense. I actually removed my Samsung 4K monitor completely from my desk and unplugged it from my graphic card. Then tested the system again without it, and the difference was immediate. Here we comparing Windows startup time. And this is the first thing you notice. With the Samsung 4K monitor, I have to click 3 times before I can type my password. The response is clearly much slower. With the 1440p setup, everything responds much faster immediately. Let's check it out. Here we're going to compare how much GPU headroom is left with the 4K versus 1440p while OBS is recording. With the 4K monitor connected, the GPU goes up to 95%, which is too high if you want proper headroom. Ideally, you want to stay under 90% so the system still has enough room left to stay smooth and responsive. When we switch over to the 1440p setup, even with OBS recording, GPU usage stage below 80%. That gives us a lot more headroom, and because of that, we can even raise the FPS cap higher, up to 140 FPS or more at 1440p. So now you know what the problem was. Maybe some of you have the same issue with a 4K screen and a 4090. If your game stutters while streaming or recording, this could be the reason. 4K is fine for gaming only, but not when you want to game, stream, record, and use 2 extra screens at the same time. That's why 1440p is a better choice if you want more headroom and a smoother setup. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. And make sure to watch the first video as well, because that's where I explain all the technical settings in detail. See you in the next one. Bye bye.